Good afternoon. Part 2, SAS Who Dares Wins, Celebrity. Shocked by part 1, but that's just me. So part 2, have a quick look at what I think. Not here to destroy anybody. Actually, I just feel that when I did my selection and what I see now, it's pretty much awful. However, let's look, first of all, coming up, and there'll be some good stuff coming out, is the 40th anniversary of the Iranian embassy siege, 5th of May, 1980, was the actual day. 40 years later, 5th of May 2020, is when we do everything that was involved in the siege, just to let people know firsthand how it was. Watch this space. I'm doing quite a lot of media stuff, different newspapers, done one already, got some TV stuff coming up. So I'll keep you informed and you can watch it, and hopefully I can talk about it in YouTube. Therefore, you do need to, if you can, and I hope you subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is doing really well, nearly 2,000 subscribers already. It's free. Rusty Firmin, SAS TV, and that's it. The good part about it, it's free. And you can keep watching these videos time and time again to your heart's content, really. However, the Channel 4 series I've never been into, and I've never watched more than a few minutes just to see what it's about. It hasn't changed. It doesn't bear any resemblance to me for what I did. So therefore, I'm entitled to tell you how it is in comparison in the real day. And it's not very close if that is what they're doing now. I feel sorry because if you take a look at John McAleese, when they did SAS, Are You Tough Enough, with Eddie, it got some really good ratings. Not what it is today, that was done a while ago, but the content of the programme, it's a shame that they couldn't get the content for this, especially now they're using SAS to what the SAS really was, you know. So, but that's never going to change. They'll carry on for so long. But the good news is, I think that the likes of Tony Bellew and a couple of others, if they were involved in something like what it used to be, would thrive on it. It would be what they want, not poncing around. What they want is they're aggressive guys, and quite rightly. So, you know, if you looked at Are You Tough Enough, you'd see that you wouldn't want to be bothered about fighting other people and punching people, because you'd be so tired and knackered through doing it for real that you'd have felt you've done a great day's work and entertained. But entertained properly, giving a good insight to what really happens. So that's a shame. So then you compare the content of now, what they do on Channel 4, and the content of then, you'll see the big difference. Just look back at my YouTube videos, which I've just produced on my channel, have a quick catch up and see if you can understand what I'm trying to say. It's quite easy. There is no comparison. But what we need to do is bring back the reality in reality, and not showmanship to try and grind brownie points, you know, to gain brownie points, to say this is it. Well, it ain't. And that's what I think. Celebrities, let's talk about them. They turn up. Katie Price lasted 2 days, did a little bit, disappeared. I'll be back again. Really? Really? She stole the first show from the lead instructor quite easily. So they're probably glad to have got rid of her. I'll keep her makeup for next time. should be, and by then it'll be all hard and falling apart, but it doesn't matter, I'll keep it. So, it lasting 2 days, brilliant. If you take the water away from the present series, everything revolves, or a lot of it revolves around water. And that's where Ant and them would be very good, because SPS related. You know, and fine. But why not, you know, jump out of a helicopter into water? Great. The only water I saw in the whole of my selection, apart from when I was in the jungle and the likes, when I was on selection test week and the 3 weeks prior to that, the only water I was involved in doing SAS selection was, guess what? The swimming pool in the camp in Hereford. Do your swimming test. Okay, which wasn't that difficult. Kit and equipment that they had, well, a little bit disappointed. I think I know the Bergens that they're carrying on their backs, when they do carry them, to run 5 yards up the hill, the tiny hill that is, not the real hills of the Brecon Beacons and so on. I think I know it's filled with foam. You see them in the side shots that come on, they pick them up with one hand if they're not there, supposed to be carrying 50, 60, 70 pound worth. Rubbish. That Bergen weight is probably about 8 kilograms at the very most, maybe 10. The foam isn't very heavy, but it fills it out. It looks like it's really packed out. Reality, people who don't know go, wow. People who do know will tell you what's going on. That's me. So, you know, I'm just looking through what happened. And then, of course, every now and then there's a story. They blindfold them in one room, take them through to the next room where the instructors are sat. Take the blindfold off and they've probably walked about 15 yards. What's the point? What does it prove? And then they sit down in front of the instructors and tell them a story. Well, in my day, what I was allowed to say was number, rank and name and date of birth. They tell them a life story. So, what is it? Okay, for the TV punters, they have to add something in. I'm just telling you again that the reality is not reality. It's TV related and money related. That's why I'm here talking today. I don't mind. I get lots of comments afterwards. Fine. Deal with that. It's not hard. But for talking like that, you get RTU, return to unit. But they're civilians, so they can't do a lot with it. But what I'm trying to figure out is where the program is and where it's going to and why it bounces from one thing to another to the likes of people who've done it for real. It doesn't make any sense. I haven't had a chat to some of the lads today, which I always do. So I don't give you Rusty's horrible comments. I have a chat to some of the lads that are in Hereford and other places. Have a quick chat to find out if they've watched it. 90% haven't, but the ones who have watch it out of curiosity and for no other reason. So I listen to other people. I've seen comments from civilians. I've seen comments in the paper, but I'll never change my mind. So that's where I am. But, you know, and then they've got, when they go back in, they've got their log fires burning in their lovely camp beds beside them, all cozy, and that didn't happen. In my days, I had to run around a hexamine book. For those who don't know what it is, Google it. Okay, to keep warm. Not cozy log fires burning. What is it? That isn't selection. That is comfort. Comfort is not in selection. You're out of your comfort zone most of the time. So I just thought I'd mention that. So to wrap it up really, just for today, I'm waiting for realism from a reality program where I can sit down and go, brilliant, well done, good. It's never going to be the same, but at the moment it's misleading people, and the people who are doing it, the lads and lasses on what they call Channel 4 SAS who do Des Wins selection, forget it. It is nothing like the real thing. And of course, the next video that I bring up, I was going to talk about females, which I did on TV and which I did on radio within the SAS. That'll be a separate one, because they deserve more than a critique from me on here. They've given themselves a chance on here. I haven't met one yet, late 50s, who's turned up for selection. She's left. And it's just not reality, although they want to make it out to be. I'm just glad that Jay got a mention. He's just joined. I don't know the guy, ex-SAS. So there's 2 of them now and 3 SBS. Should be interesting. It would if I was there. So it should be interesting. But all the times I've had to go at Channel 4 and so on, and a lot of other people have had to go to them about how it is, it looks like maybe it's working and changed them, and now they've got another SAS guy in there. I hope so. So for now, who dares wins? From me, Rusty, the guy who has passed SAS selection and spent 15 years in the SAS. So I feel I'm entitled to comment. Okay?